Student loan debt in the United States has doubled over the past decade. Many people age 60 and older are struggling to pay an estimated $86 billion in student loan debt. They are racking up student debt faster than any other group. CBS News national correspondent Mark Strassmann has more as part of our Life and Debt series.
I'm 76, going on 77 soon. This is a mountain that I will never be able to climb. I am terrorized. The truth is, it's a terror.
We met Serafina Galante on the campus of San Diego State.
Is it fun to be back?
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
She got her master's degree in her late 50s here. 19 years later, she still owes almost $40,000 in student loans. More than 3 million people over 60 have student debt. Some went back to school late, others paid for kids and grandkids.
I was very confident that I would pay it back in, due time.
What's not working?
We grow older and then we get more senior. That's reality of life. How is your well-being? How are you doing?
Galante works as a family counselor. She has to work. The hole she's in keeps getting deeper. She showed us what went wrong.
So there's the payment amount, the applied to principal.
Which is zero. And look at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's almost all
It's
interest.
almost all, right.
Raise the left hand.
Galante had to pause making payments 4 times for various life problems. But the bigger issue, she got older. She can only work part-time. Her monthly payment, $176, is income-based and doesn't even cover the interest.
It's hard for you to wrap your head around that.
I don't see the justice or even the logic. And it's not going to reduce ever. And the emotional part of it, that it's there, that it's always going to be there.
40% of Americans 65 and older are in default, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB. And Washington will collect by garnishing the Social Security of seniors in default.
The fastest growing segment of student loan borrowers are actually older Americans.
Seth Frotman, a student debt expert, used to work at the CFPB.
They will literally seize your Social Security benefit.
So the choice could be between paying off the student loan and eating?
Or keeping your house over your head, you name it.
And that's not overly dramatic.
It's not overly dramatic at all. Because of student loans, we are literally driving tens of thousands of older Americans into poverty.
Galante's scared of becoming one of them.
This is going to follow you forever.
This will follow me to my grave.
Serafina Galante has spent a lifetime helping others. She could use a little help herself.
And Mark Strassmann joins me now. Mark, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course.
Why are seniors the fastest growing group with debt?
A couple of reasons. I think these are folks typically who either went back to school late, maybe to get a graduate degree, or they picked up the loans for their kids or their grandkids because this whole thing is so unaffordable to most people of all ages. But the difference is when you're 60 plus and you're heading into retirement and suddenly you've got this big bill that doesn't seem to go away, it can really significantly affect how you spend that phase of your life.
Sure, and not even talking about retirement, how can this affect other generations within the family?
Well, for instance, for a lot of millennials, they have to, if they're walking around with like $50,000 or $100,000 or $150,000 in student debt, a lot of them I've talked to, they're postponing having a family, postponing getting married, postponing buying a house. I mean, all of that is, college is life-changing. College debt, also life-changing, but just in the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction, for sure. Now, you had a woman, Serafina Galante, that you spoke with in your package there, and she told you that she is now, how much debt is she holding at this stage in her life?
She's 76, career social worker, went back, got her master's at 59, $35,000 in student loans. 19 years later, owes $38,000, $3,000 more. She had to put making payments on pause because of different life crises that came up. But most of it is because she pays an income-based payment that doesn't even cover her monthly interest. So the principal only gets bigger. She told me this debt will follow me to the grave.
So she will die
She
in
will
debt.
die owing these folks
And
money.
then what happens at that point?
Then the debt is wiped out.
That's the only time the debt is wiped out.
It is, and in fact, with these seniors, the government doesn't cut seniors a break. They will garnish your Social Security to get at least a piece of it to help pay for these debts, if it's a federal loan. And this is just,
So
it's an untenable situation.
There's no looking at the person's income and saying, look, this person works as a social worker. They make what, $50,000, $60,000 a year?
Well, there is for her, because she's paying. I think the number was $176 a month.
Okay.
Because she's a part-time. She's a part-time worker. I mean, she's 76. 76.
Wow,
she's not 56. She's not 66. She's 76. And so she pays $176 a month. Her interest payment is greater than that. She will never touch the principal that she owes. She borrowed 35. She owes 38. In another 3, 4, 5 years, she could easily owe in the 40s.
And what does she say about retirement?
Retirement to her is how I will work until I am no longer physically able to work. And at 76, I mean...
I was going to say, how much longer can she work? And then what happens to those debt payments that she makes every month?
Then they will adjust again based on what her Social Security check is, if she can pay that. And if she can't, they'll take it.
So why is this landscape so unforgiving?
Because college is unaffordable to so many people. Your typical four-year state school is probably $30,000 a year. That's $120,000. The Harvard, Yale, Stanfords of the world, $75,000. So $300,000 all in. And you have 18-year-olds who have no credit history, no guaranteed job, borrowing tens of thousands of dollars. In what other scenario would that ever happen? And because there's no cap on the loans, the cost of the colleges keeps climbing. I think if they cap the loans, it would be a moment of reckoning for everyone. Families would have to say, we just can't afford this.
Exactly.
Universities would have to say, we can't get enough applicants because nobody can afford it.
Right. So do you also see cases of seniors co-signing for their grandchildren to go to college?
I mean, Grandma, please help.
Yeah.
Please help make this dream happen. And they do it with the best of intentions. I mean, no financial planner would say you should affect your retirement significantly by giving to whoever for a college loan. But like most big purchases, there's an emotional component to this, right? It's not just a cold-blooded dollars and cents.
Right. These are your
Maybe it has to be a
grandchildren.
little more cold-blooded for people.
Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Now, this sounds like such an untenable situation, Mark. Are there any lawmakers who are addressing this?
Well, there are. I mean, Senator Elizabeth Warren, running for president, recently had a plan. She would wipe up to $50,000 of people's student debt, depending on income, and put a 2% tax on people worth more than $50 million to help pay for it. It's a campaign speech for now. It's not been introduced in Congress. There's nothing that's now in Congress that has a fighting chance of providing relief.
No bills on the table?
Nothing.
Wow.
If you have this debt right now, you own this debt.
And there is no forgiveness.
There is no significant forgiveness anywhere. There was a program, we're going to actually talk about this tomorrow, for public servants, a bill introduced in 2007. If you're a teacher, cop, firefighter, you make 10 years of qualifying payments, we'll forgive it. Program goes into effect, 99% of people are rejected because the program was a mess from the beginning.
Boy, it is a rough world out there. I'm beginning to wonder whether my kids are going to be able to go to college.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much for that.